This is a short student guide to the identification of Xanthocyparis nootkatensis. The bark is grey to red-brown with very thin, long vertical strips developing. The tree as a form is like a gas flame, a rounded conic shape, and lots of ascending branches in the upper part of the crown gives it a very full appearance. The creamy male pollen cones can be borne in great abundance at the end of the lateral twigs. And here a close-up shows some detail of the pollen cone while closed, really quite pale, light green on the scales between the pollen sacs. And here an image of the male pollen cone opening up, and that would happen in March to April of each year. Here an image of the female flowers, which side on looked like just a broken tip end, but looked face on one can see the naked ovules of the cone. These are those glistening points within that end of that structure. They're lying receptive to the male pollen should it land on those surfaces. These then develop into distinctive grey-green cones, globular in shape, a very useful identification feature of Xanthocyparis. This is because the globular cones tend to be adorned by quite a number of noticeable spikes. I say that they look very much like the heads of medieval maces. The spray is a mid-green, rather stiffer and generally more uniform than you would get on Chamaecyparis lawsoniana. One good recognition of the spray is if you stroke the spray down the way, so in the opposite direction of the scale needles, and for Xanthocyparis they will be considerably rougher than Chamaecyparis, and also you won't get perforations that you can see through if you hold the spray up to the light. Those would be absent. A close-up of the spray, the scale needle shows why it feels rough under the fingers. Each scale needle ends in a slight acuminate point, which is what catches on your skin. And in general, on relatively vigorous growth, there is a slight greyish bloom that appears, which gives a slightly duller appearance to the foliage, as can be seen on this close-up of the scale needles.